Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on this crazy planet we're living on that gets crazier by the day. But you know what? That's what makes life interesting, I suppose. So, if you don't know me, if you've not watched this channel before, my name's Vicky Marie. I am based in Spain, in mainland Spain, though I am originally from Manchester. And so I am a Mancunian at heart, but I live in Spain. I'm very lucky. I live in Spain. Having said that, it's very cold at the moment. It just feels like Manchester. It's 9 degrees and it's raining. So it's that rainy old town feel, the Manchester feel. I'm with the Manchester vibe today. It's very, very cold in the house. But anyway, it should be cold. It's December. We're coming up to Christmas, only 2 weeks to go till Christmas. I hope you're all of you that celebrate Christmas. Of course, not everybody celebrates Christmas, but I hope everybody who does, you're looking forward to it. For those of you who are dreading it, because I know there will be some of you that are dreading it for various reasons. So Christmas, not a happy time for everyone. We have to remember that. We've probably all had some good Christmases and bad Christmases. Especially when you reach my advanced age. I've had terrible Christmases. I've had fabulous Christmases. I'm looking forward to this Christmas. Yeah. Now then, in this video, we're going to talk about 3 different things. We're going to talk a little bit about Sara Shaif, who's, we watched the video about her yesterday. Her parents, well, her father, her stepmother, and also her uncle have all been found guilty of murder. And apart from the uncle, who's not been found guilty of murder, but he has been found guilty of allowing the death of a child. And it's a good result. I mean, it doesn't bring Sarah back, of course. Poor Sarah, hopefully with the angels now, with all other little children. You know, if you believe in Jesus, Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me. I hope she's being shown more love now than she received on this earth. With those horrible parents that she had, or that horrible father and stepmother she had. And her uncle wasn't much better. Maybe didn't cause any abuse to Sarah, but didn't do anything to stop it. In my eyes, that's just exactly the same. It's almost worse, because if you're a psychopath, like obviously Irfan and Baynash are some sort of psychopaths for what they did to Sarah. But if you're not a psychopath and you just stand there and watch it happening, knowing it's happening, it feels even worse to me. Because you should, you know, the first chance he got, the first time he was out of the house, he should have been down reporting at all this that was happening to Sarah. Anyway, we're not going to go into gory details today. I've covered most of what happened as the trial's gone on. Well, from day one, we've covered Sarah's case. It's very gratifying to see the guilty verdicts. The actual sentencing will be next week on Tuesday. And then I will be putting together, you know, one video with all the information as a sort of a tribute to Sarah. But what I just wanted to show you today, and I will be showing you today, just some videos that have come out after the trial. You know, information comes out after the verdicts, doesn't it? That can't be shown before. So there's a couple of videos we're going to watch. So we're not going to go into Sarah's case in great detail because we already have. And yesterday we talked about the verdicts, etc. But there's just a couple of videos I haven't shown you that I think you might be interested in seeing. A little warning, because yeah, it's a very sad case. There's some, you know, sad things you're going to see, especially the video. We're going to look at a video of Sarah herself playing the guitar, and it does make your heart break a little bit. So that's what we're going to be talking about first. Then we're going to go on to talk about Hannah Kobayashi, who has been missing, of course, for so long. And we followed that case. I won't say much about it now, but she has been found safe. Oh, lucky Hannah, she's safe, she's okay. Of course, her father's dead. But anyway, we're going to talk about that, and I get your impressions of what you think about this whole, that really was a sort of a crazy case, if you like. Whose fault is it that it went national, international? Has Hannah got any complicity? Was Hannah being selfish in what she did, or did her family take it too far? And maybe they shouldn't have done that. There's so much, because although Hannah's been found safe, there's a lot of obviously after chatter, if you like, about it, because people were so invested in this case, and it went, all over America. People were talking about it, and all over the world. And her father, during the search for Hannah, actually took his own life. So he's not coming back safe and well. So we're going to talk about that and the developments there. And then we're going to talk about Sebastian Rogers. So yeah, there's been definite sort of increase in attention to the even official attention, not only, YouTube attention and all the crazy things that people are saying on there. But also we're going to talk about Sebastian. We're going to talk about a body that's been found in a landfill, not close to where Sebastian went missing, but not too far away, that people are speculating about. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fact that Chris Proudfoot's mother, Kathy Bowersox, has made a specific attack on Seth on Facebook. And we're going to talk about anything that, apparently there's a big development coming out. Nick the Hat says Dog the... Why have none of them got normal names? You've got Nick the Hat, Dog the Bounty Hunter. You've got Betty Bullshit. You've got Cluminati, who's this is a story or a case of a missing 15-year-old boy, and it feels like they're turning into cartoon characters, like, talking about it and getting involved in it and stirring up shit, and not actually talking about the facts of what has or hasn't happened to Sebastian. So we're going to have a little talk about all that as well, see if we can pick through any of it. I mean, don't forget the main purpose of my channel. This is Vicky Marie Chats Crime. I'm not an analyst, I'm not a detective, I'm not any of those things. We talk about the cases that happen, that either I'm interested in, or also you, my chatters, what you're interested in, what I think you'll find in. You have a chance to give to talk over things. People like to talk over things when they get invested in a case. But of course, we're not detectives. We leave the proper detective work to the detectives. And on my channel, we're only talking about facts. I don't give much credence to, what Nick the Hat said, or Dog the Bounty Hunter said, or any other YouTuber, TikToker, blah, de, blah, de, blah. We have to think about what has been confirmed, what has actually happened, not what everybody's saying has happened. But having said that, people have the right to put their views, give their opinions, as long as they don't attack anybody. So you don't attack each other. A couple of simple rules in the chat. We don't attack anybody, and we let people have their views as long as they're respectful and civilized. We don't mention other YouTube channels by name, unless I do, of course, but that's my prerogative. And we don't dox ourselves, say where we are, what we're doing, where we're going to be on Saturday, etc. Things like that, because we never know who's watching. So just before I get into showing you these videos about Sarah, I want to say thank you as always to all my subscribers, everyone who watches my videos, likes them, shares them. Special thank you to my members. Tonight is Members Live, Thursday night. Every second Thursday is the Let's Chat combined with Carry On Chatting Members Live. I hope to see you there. And if you are one of my paid members, you've had the offer of a Christmas gift. And if you've claimed your gift, they're all on their way. The people who have claimed them, you've only got till tomorrow to claim it, because after that wouldn't get there in time for Christmas. And the gift is a copy of my Confessions of a Spanish Teacher book, which is about sort of the reasons why I ended up living in Spain, why I'm interested in true crime, etc., which people say is interesting, but I'll leave you to decide that. And if you've already got a copy of that, you can request a different gift, and I will make sure you get something from Vicky Marie Chats. But you have to send me an address to my Gmail account, which is Vicky Marie Chats, Vicky with an I, at gmail.com. Send me an address to send it to, because it will come through Amazon. So it can be your address, someone you know's address, a shop nearby, but it has to be some sort of an address so that I can send your gift to it. And thank you to those of you who, so to all my members, some people don't want to claim the gift, that's fine. But thank you anyway to all of you that have supported me as a member this year. Okay, I think I've finished my spiel now. Let me say hello to everybody, and then we'll have a look at these videos that have come out about Sarah. Hi, Claire. Hi, David. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Gillian. Hi, Annie. Did I say Laurie? I think I did. Yeah, and everybody's saying, hi, Yvonne. Everyone's saying the same thing about, I think this Sarah case it's just shocked everybody, hasn't it? It's shocked everyone. Hi, Julie. Julie's having a cup of tea in her Vicky Marie mug, because Julie already had a copy of my book, so I sent her a Vicky Marie Chats mug. But yeah, I will find, if you've got a mug, I'll send you something else. There's always something I can send you. So, okay, yeah, now as I say, this first video that I'm going to show you, you may have seen it because it's emerged after the trial, but it may make you cry, because, I mean, she looks like at least she was enjoying herself while she was doing this. But, you know, she looks, I don't know. I hope she had some pleasure in her life, because it seems like she had so much pain over the last couple of years, but I hope she had some pleasure somewhere. So apparently she loves singing and dancing. Let me just make it, there you go. So cute, isn't it, watching her play? But you know, sometimes she looks a bit sad. But I noticed she's not wearing the hijab there, so maybe this was before the abuse got too bad, because of course, you know, as the abuse got worse and worse, they started dressing her in the hijab, which she's not worn before. Nobody in the family wears a hijab, but they started dressing her in the hijab to cover up bruises, to cover up things. So that should have been a red flag, isn't it? So as we've seen, it's not only, you know, her father, her stepmother, her uncle that let her down. I feel that social services let her down, the school let her down, even a mum in a way, because, you know, she sort of stopped sort of insisting on seeing Sarah, probably because of her fan. Her fan, I'm sure, made it very difficult for Olga to see Sarah. And it's difficult to, you know, I'm not being harsh to Sarah's mum. I don't know what her circumstances are or were, but I'm sure her fan made it really difficult. He's the main person, him and Bainab, they're the main people, but you can't help but feel that she has been let down by everybody else as well. But bless her little cotton socks. Oh, and what I wanted to say as well, whenever you see this house, bear in mind this is a small house where a lot of people lived, including 5 children, I think. So 5 children in total. So you've got 3 adults, 5 children. This house is spotless. Every picture, video we see of it is absolutely spotless. You know, I don't know how they managed that. I don't think they had pets. I don't know. I don't think so. But it's almost suspiciously spotless. Whose house, when you've got 5 children and 3 adults living in a small house? It wasn't a big house. how do they keep it so spotless? That's worrying almost. It's too clean, isn't it? Anyway, that's what I think. Well, I hope she's singing and dancing in heaven. Bless her. Oh, now these are the...
Everyone needs a holiday.
Oh, there'll be an advert.
And everyone needs a group of friends to go with.
Of Irfan,
Çözeriz.
Daynash and
I
Faisal
love the
that
way
we're
the
going to
city
watch
mixes tradition with modern.
The building's so beautiful. Jump in, Karim, I'll take a pic.
This museum has over 1,000 years of Islamic artifacts from all over the world. Come with us to uncover Qatar and the cultural flavors of this Middle Eastern gem.
Can I just ask you to introduce yourself, please? What sort of things would Sara do to deserve a physical punishment? Okay. It says here, I did legally punish my daughter.
Yeah, remember he said he legally punished his daughter. Now, I would imagine, you'll see from, I've not seen his video before. This is the first time I'm watching it. But Baynash, it's no comment as well. They've probably been instructed that by their lawyer. Look, he's quite muscly, isn't he, Irfan? At the size of his muscles. And we've just seen Sarah there playing her little guitar, just a little girl. What a man, eh? What a man he is. To beat a little girl with a cricket bat. Legal punishment. Legal. I punished her legally and she died. Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm just wondering, you know, some people talk about culture and that. It's absolute rubbish that there's nowhere in the Muslim culture where you say it's okay to hit your child with a cricket bat. And I'm going to show, if I've got a video of a caller who called into LBC saying that, you know, you know, we don't encourage that in our culture. It's wrong for anyone to say that they do. So he's just a twonk. Wouldn't matter what culture he was. He's a horrible person. Who knows what made him a horrible person? I don't know. But it's not because he's a Muslim. He's a horrible person. Because he's a horrible person. And there's lots of horrible people also not in the Muslim culture that abuse their children. So, I just don't accept that. But anyway, I understand some people think that that's fine.
And she died. Okay. No. Explain to me what that means.
No comment.
No comment.
Please could you introduce yourself? What's your name?
So my name is Binish Batul.
And you are about to be interviewed for the offence of murder. What's your understanding of murder? What's your understanding of that offence?
Killing someone.
Yeah. Okay, so it's intentionally killing somebody. Okay, in very simple terms. Okay, that's the offence for which you've been arrested for, and that's the offence for which we're going to speak to you about. All right. What happened to Sara?
No comment.
What did you see?
No comment.
Whose choice was it? How you left Sara?
No comment.
You know, Dawn's just said, as you said in the video, you want to come back to the UK, clear your name in the UK courts. Well, here we are. This is the start of the process. So why would you not speak to us now?
No comment.
Who did that to Sara?
No comment.
Just no comment to everything. And what that policewoman said, it's right. They said when they were in Pakistan, they wanted to come back, clear their name, tell the story. Now, I know they've probably been told that by their lawyers, but they did it. They really thought they were going to get away with this, I think. And I thought, you know, their master plan, wasn't it, was to blame each other so that it'd make it difficult to blame one person in particular and hope that that'd mean that they couldn't get found guilty of murder. That's I think what their their plan was. And they only came back from Pakistan because nobody would entertain them in Pakistan. You know, the Pakistani police, and good for them. You know, it's because although there's no extradition treaty between Pakistan and Britain, apparently, what the Pakistan police did do is make life so difficult for their families in Pakistan that the families turned around to them and said, "We're not doing this anymore. You've got to go back." It wasn't them who decided to come back. If the families would have continued hiding them, and the police wouldn't have made the families' life such a misery, which in the end then made the family turn around to them and say, you know, bugger off, we're not putting up with this anymore. They'd still be in Pakistan. They didn't come back to, you know, to tell the truth. Well, you can see that because they're not speaking. They didn't come back for any other reason except they had to. And when they've come back, they're just trying their very best to get away with it somehow by each blaming each other. They all had separate defence counsels. They all blamed each other. She didn't. At least Irfan stood up on the, you know, he actually stood up and then did take responsibility, didn't he? In that big turnaround, he started off saying it was all her fault. Then he took responsibility. But trouble with Irfan is you can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth because he's just a serial liar. Apart from being an abuser, he's a liar. He's lied. He's stolen money from his employers. He's used domestic violence against previous partners. He's lie. That's how he got Sarah in the first place. Why did he even want Sarah? You know, why didn't he just let her stay in foster care where she was? Why did he want her back so much? Maybe it was for benefits, or maybe in his own twisted way he feels like he does love her. I don't know. I still think that it's something to do with Olga. It's some sort of resentment towards the mother, Olga. Why Sarah got the worst of the abuse. Now, I think it seems to be that he was abusing the other children as well. That's probably why they've been left in Pakistan. So they can't come back. They can't give evidence. They couldn't give evidence, and probably any lingering bruises maybe they had, they'll have gone by now if they ever do come back. So, you know, I think the other children were being abused as well. That's what people are saying from evidence, you know, from texts that they've sent to their friends or stuff like that. So, but Sarah seemed to get the worst of it, didn't she? I mean, is this some sort of absolute resentment towards Olga? But of course, Sarah's brother was there in the household as well. Her older brother seems like he was receiving some abuse too. You know, they just ruled that house. Like I think it was you, Laurie, just said then, they're total control freaks. House so clean. You know, a house with 3 adults and 5 children, and it's like a show home. You know, they controlled that house. Those children would have been terrified of saying boo or spilling a bit of milk on the floor or whatever. There would have been absolutely all of them, not only Sarah, probably living in absolute fear of these horrible people. Just awful.
Do you love Sara?
No comment.
Did you care about her at all?
No comment.
We're here because we're trying to find out how Sara died.
फैसल इससे पहले कि मैं इस का इख्तिताम करूं इस इंटरव्यू का, हम यहाँ पर इसलिए मौजूद हैं कि सारा जो है वो किस तरह उसकी मौत हुई है.
Who is responsible for her death?
और उसका जिम्मेदार कौन था उसकी मौत का.
No comments.
Okay.
In my view, this little girl was tortured.
कि मैं जो लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल कर रही हूँ कि टॉर्चर उसके ऊपर किया गया था, वो मैं ये नहीं कि मैं कोई इस तरह का कोई हंगामा करने के लिए कह रही हूँ, लेकिन इस बच्ची को बहुत ज्यादा जो है सदमा दिया गया है.
Well, that guy is not saying what that policewoman just said. That policewoman said, in my view, this little girl was tortured. 8 words, she said. And he answered with a big rambling, he interpreted it with a really long thing. I mean, I don't speak whatever language this is, so I don't know. He's probably saying more to him. She said 8 words. What is it? You say 8 words and then it's like takes you 3 hours to translate it. He's saying more to him than that. He's probably saying to him, say no comment.
Either actively involved in torturing her,
या तो फिर आप इसमें शामिल हैं कि उसके ऊपर जो टॉर्चर चला सारा वो किया गया है,
or you were just sat there going, it's not my problem, I can't do anything,
या फिर
and involved in that way.
या फिर आप का ये था कि भाई मेरा मसला नहीं है, ये खुद जाने, तो फिर इसमें इस तरह की आपकी शमूलियत है.
No comments.
No comment. Let's watch those two again.
Can I just ask you to introduce yourself, please? What sort of things would Sara do to deserve a physical punishment?
सारा किस किस्म की चीजें करती थी कि वो जिस्मानी सजाओं की मुस्तहिक होती?
No. Okay. It says here, I did legally punish my daughter.
यहाँ कहा गया कि मैंने कानूनी तौर पे अपनी बेटी को
And she died.
और वो फौत हो गई.
Okay. No.
Explain to me what that means.
उसका क्या मतलब है?
No comment.
Please, could you introduce yourself? What's your name?
So my name is Binish Patul.
And you are about to be interviewed for the offence of murder. What's your understanding of murder? What's your understanding of that offence?
Killing someone.
Okay, so it's intentionally killing somebody. Okay, in very simple terms. Okay, that's the offence for which you've been arrested for, and that's the offence for which we're going to speak to you about. All right. What happened to Sara?
No comment.
What did you see?
No comment.
Whose choice was it? How you left Sara?
No comment.
You know, Dawn's just said, as you said in the video, you want to come back to the UK, clear your name in the UK courts. Well, here we are. This is the start of the process. So why would you not speak to us now?
No comment.
Who did that to Sara?
No comment.
Do you love Sara?
No comment.
Did you care about her at all?
No comment.
We're here because we're trying to find out how Sara died.
फैसल इससे पहले कि मैं इस का इख्तिताम करूं इस इंटरव्यू का, हम यहाँ पर इसलिए मौजूद हैं कि सारा जो है वो किस तरह उसकी मौत हुई है.
Who is responsible for her death?
और उसका जिम्मेदार कौन था उसकी मौत का.
No comments.
Okay.
In my view, this little girl was tortured.
कि मैं जो लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल कर रही हूँ कि टॉर्चर उसके ऊपर किया गया था, वो मैं ये नहीं कि मैं कोई इस तरह का कोई हंगामा करने के लिए कह रही हूँ, लेकिन इस लड़की, इस बच्ची को बहुत ज़्यादा जो है सदमा दिया गया है.
And you were either actively involved in torturing her,
या तो फिर आप इसमें शामिल हैं कि उसके ऊपर जो टॉर्चर चला सारा वो किया गया है,
or you were just sat there going, it's not my problem, I can't do anything,
या फिर
and involved in that way.
या फिर आप का ये था कि भाई मेरा मसला नहीं है, ये खुद जाने, तो फिर इसमें इस तरह की आपकी शमूलियत है.
No comments.
Yeah, I want to watch Sarah again. I want to watch Sarah playing the guitar. We'll watch this. Okay, so I think actually we'll leave it there because I'm going to, I want to show you this. I love this photo. Oh, hang on. They've released, you know, those new photos that we looked at yesterday. I think it's my favourite picture of Sarah, bless her little cotton socks. And what somebody else was saying God, when you look at that picture and you just think that was what a little life, you know, she was only going to have 10 years and so much torment and abuse. I tell you, there's a lot of people should feel guilty about this, not only those, and they're the ones who did it to her, but yeah, the social services and all the rest of them, even the teachers and everything. There's a lot of people should be feeling guilt towards this little girl and what happened to her. Nobody helped her. Anyway, hopefully she's, you know, safe now and at peace, and I don't know, you know, living a different kind of life. It can't be any worse than what she was putting up with on this planet. But so yeah, I'm going to put together a video with the main points of the case and everything, a tribute video for Sarah. Once when we've got the actual sentencing. So we're all waiting for the sentencing now. I hope they're long sentences. I hope to God they're long sentences for all of them. Not just for Irfan and for Baynash, but for the other one as well, the uncle who just let it all happen and never said anything to anyone. Okay, so we're going to change the subject now. Very sad subject that. Now, we're going to change the subject to another subject, which should be a happy subject. We're going to talk about Hannah. So we've been following this case, weren't we, of Hannah? It's been a weird one, let's say, hasn't it? So Hannah is from Hawaii. She flew into Los Angeles airport. This was a picture of her there at the airport, I think. And Hannah, and then she disappeared, didn't she? She disappeared. She was supposed to be continuing on to New York to visit her aunt, Larry. And anyway, she didn't go. She disappeared. But not only, you know, total sort of one of those disappeared into thin air type things. Her family said they were really concerned about her. They said she'd been sending texts that weren't like her, texts that, you know, she normally used emojis, and these texts didn't use emojis. And the family really did whip up this sort of theory that Hannah had been abducted. They talked about a black man, you know, and they talked about, said she'd been seen, that she was staggering with some man as if she was drunk. The family put all this out there. And then, of course, her dad went out there. Her dad, who she was estranged from, Ryan, have I got a picture of him on here? Yeah, this is her dad here. He flew out there. They were estranged. She was estranged from a lot of her family. But he flew out there to help look for her. He was out there with, let me just show you another picture of him with the wanted posters and things. You know, they were saying, you know, that definitely foul play had happened to her. There was all sorts of rumours flying around of trafficking, kidnapping, you name it. They were all talking about it. They set up a GoFundMe to pay for you know, posters and things, and to pay for them to stay in Los Angeles while they searched for her. Anyway, it turns out actually Hannah was fine, and Hannah had got on a coach and gone to Mexico. And probably all the time that the family were searching for her, she was already in Mexico. I can't find the picture of Ryan with the thingy, but I can find the picture of her buying her ticket. It turned out she was buying a ticket for a Greyhound bus. She was gone before the family were even looking for her, probably. And then now it turns out that she's probably involved in some sort of green card scam. But in the meantime, her dad, Ryan, couldn't cope with all the worrying of what had happened to her and threw himself off a multi-story car park in Los Angeles and killed himself. So he's not coming back safe and well, is he? Now, although you cannot blame someone for somebody else doing that to themselves, that is Ryan's choice. He chose to do that for whatever reason. Maybe he was already having those ideation thoughts before all this happened. But it seems he was, of course, people were saying he'd had something to do with her disappearance, possibly, because, you know, for whatever reason, you know what it's like. And, you know, did he do it because of Hannah going missing, or what, you know, was he in that sort of state of mind anyway? And it's not Hannah's fault that he took that choice to do that. But I still think, honestly, I am sort of angry with Hannah, because what she's now turned up, as they call it, safe and well. I'm going to read the family statement out. You know, I don't know what her mental state is, but there's a lot coming out now, and it seems like there was some sort of green card scam going on. And what makes me angry is not what Hannah did. She has the right to go to Mexico if she wants. She has the right to drop off the grid, as everybody does. But you know what? How selfish can you get? Because if you're going to drop off the grid, first thing you do is you know, if my son went missing tomorrow, if he'd said to me, look, I've had enough, I'm going and I'm going to try a different life somewhere else, well, you won't worry about them so much, would you? But if he just literally, if he was supposed to, I don't know, go to work, or I went to pick him up from work and he wasn't there, and he just disappeared that way, or he was supposed to come and visit me and he didn't turn up, and no word. She never said in any of those texts that she was going off the grid, as far as we know. In fact, she was saying things like, in these texts that were supposedly from her, she was saying things like, oh, I've been scammed out of all my money by someone I thought loved me. And, you know, she was saying sort of things like that, wasn't she? Now, we only know even now what the family are telling us, what the family statement is telling us. Have they actually seen Hannah? Or has Hannah just phoned them up or texted them and said, look, I'm fine, just, you know, piss off. Like, you know, I don't want to be found. What you're doing, plastering me all over the internet and that. You know, we don't know. Because now the family is saying, please respect our privacy. I mean, this is just not on. So you can't ask the public for, you know, to promote your missing loved one, their case, and, you know, ask for money from a GoFundMe, which they're still asking for. Can't do all that and then turn around when it suits you and say to the public, oh, please respect our privacy. No. You've got to, that is just, you just can't do that. Well, you can do it, obviously, but to me, that is just wrong. You know, you can't be saying, help us find our missing loved one. Yes, donate to this GoFundMe, and then, oh, no, you know, leave us alone now. You know, most cases that you look at, even like the Jay Slater case and that, the funeral, not all of it, there was some of the funeral was made private, of course, the end of it. But, you know, they allowed it to be filmed. So they knew that people were had got sort of cared about what happened to Jay and all that sort of thing. And so, you don't have to give them you don't have to give the public or the media everything that's happening, but you have to give them something, because you've been asking for their help. You've been asking for their help. You've been asking them to talk about your loved one. You've been asking for them to help search for them. You can't then just turn around and say, right, that's it, I'm not talking about it anymore. But, oh, by the way, carry on giving to the GoFundMe. We'll have a look in a minute if it's still up or not. So, yeah, it's very, you know, I am so happy that Hannah has been found safe and well, if she has. You know, some people are saying, oh, well, how do we know she's safe and well? Because we haven't, you know, actually seen her. She may come out in the end and make a statement, might she? Or she might be just mortified that all this attention's been on her. Or she might be loving this attention. I don't know. I see a different, when I look, I think I've mentioned it before in videos. There's something about Hannah. You know, does she love all this attention? You know, it's like, you know, is she like so narcissistic that she didn't really care about people looking for her and everything, that she's just gone off? Or is she, you know, got mental health problems herself? Or, and I say she has the right to go off the grid, as everybody does. But I don't care what anyone says, it's selfish to just do it and let people worry about you. Because obviously people are going to worry, where are you? You can't just disappear and think that nobody's going to worry where you are. Of course they're going to worry where you are. Whereas at least if you tell people, look, don't worry about me, I'm fine, I just need some time out, or what. But it's just so inconsiderate. I'm sorry, I don't. To me, it's completely inconsiderate, and I wouldn't have done it when I was young to my parents, and I wouldn't do it now to my son. I wouldn't expect my son to do it to me, but if he did do it, I would expect him at least to say to me, "Look, I just need to, you know, get away from everything for a while." And if not, I'm sorry, to me, you're selfish. It is selfish. Because other people, and if you don't think about how other people think, you are a narcissist. How could you do it without thinking about other people? You have to think about other people. So, hi, blank faces. Hi, Joanne. So, anyway, I don't know what's the word? I don't, you know, let me know what you think in chat. We've all got our views about this. And yeah, so many missing people who don't get the attention that Hannah got. And, you know, it's really irritating, isn't it? I think. I'm trying not to get angry with Hannah, because maybe she did not realise, if she was estranged from her family, maybe she never thought that they would even bother. But, you know, how could she think they wouldn't bother? You know, you just wouldn't do it, would you? Anyway, let me just read out the statement from the family. And then we're going to read what somebody else says about what what they think the real reason she went was. Right, where's the thing with the family said? Okay. So it was News Nation, actually, with the first people I saw talk about it. So Hannah Kobayashi found safe, family says. Now, we already knew that the police had finally come out and said, well, the police were right. You know, some people can rubbish the police all they like. The police said right from the beginning they didn't think there was anything to this case. And it was the family that were pushing it. No, she's missing. And they were quite like sniffy about the police, weren't they? They weren't happy with what the police were doing, etc. But it turned out the police were completely right. But then they came out and did the press conference saying, as far as they were concerned, Hannah had gone off voluntarily. She's crossed the border to Mexico. They're not taking it any further. She's not wanted for any crime. They were at pains to say that as well. And as far as they were concerned, it was finished then. And if the Mexican authorities wanted to take it further, that was fine. Then the family was saying, no, give more to the GoFundMe. They got a lawyer, or at least Hannah's mom and her sister got a lawyer involved. And, you know, saying they were going to go further and look for her in Mexico. So this is the statement that the family, who's the family? Is probably her sister Sydney and her mum Brandy, because they've dissociated themselves from the aunt Laurie Pigeon. We are incredibly relieved and grateful that Hannah has been found safe. This past month has been an unimaginable ordeal for our family, and we kindly ask for privacy. I mean, honestly, the cheek of it, really, to ask for privacy after all the all the, you know, the sort of attention that they've asked for. As we take the time to heal and process everything we have been through. And, you know, of course, Ryan, the father, he's not coming back, is he? The family has spoken to Kobayashi, but has not elaborated further on her disappearance. So we don't know if they spoke to her on the phone, have they actually seen her, is it just a message? But they're saying they seem to be happy now that she is safe. So it must be more than just a message, I would say. So yeah, Kobayashi was reported missing after she didn't board a connecting flight during her trip from Hawaii, and she was spotted in a few locations in Los Angeles before disappearing. Yeah, and while searching for her, Kobayashi's father took his own life, and no further information on her whereabouts has been released. That's all we know so far. Now, having said that, the good old Daily Mail, they always get the scoop, don't they? They've come out. Let me just put this on and turn. So the Daily Mail have come out with their information, what they say has happened, and let's see what they've got to say. Yeah, now when I look at her pictures, I just see a total poser. Anyway, the real reason Hana Kobayashi vanished on the trip of a lifetime to New York and headed for Mexico. So they're claiming they know the real reason. This is today's paper. Now that Hana Kobayashi has come forward to declare she's safe and well, the incredible story behind her disappearance can be revealed for the first time by Daily Mail. She was on her way to New York, blah, de, blah, de, blah. She wasn't on that flight by herself. She was on her way to the Big Apple opposite her new green card husband, Argentina native Alan Cacace. And we looked at him, we looked at the wedding picture, we talked about him. So it's supposedly that Hannah married him and her boyfriend married his girlfriend. So this sort of weird double date of green card, trying to get a green card. So Hannah married Alan and Alan's girlfriend married Hannah's boyfriend. And they've been paid apparently, so massive amount of money. So let's see, on that same night, her ex-boyfriend Amun Miranda joined them with his own green card wife Marianne, who just happened to be Cacace's girlfriend. This messy love square, all on one plane together, was only possible because Cacace had allegedly given Kobayashi $15,000 with the promise of a similar sum once the immigration documents that allowed him to stay in the United States were issued. So that's how she's been able to do all this traveling, isn't it? She got 15 grand allegedly for this sham marriage. So the ruse of their sham marriage was already in the works after they tied the knot in October. Pictures of the ceremony were shown to Kobayashi's co-workers at the Mao smoke shop, Up and Smoke. But Cacace believed that pictures of him with Kobayashi, perhaps in front of the Empire State Building, in Central Park or on Broadway or by the Statue of Liberty, would be enough to persuade immigration officials that their marriage was for real. Now, I do have a little bit of experience with immigration officers because those of you who've read my book, you'll know that years ago, I was actually briefly married to someone from Hong Kong. Now, it wasn't a sham marriage. We fell in love and we met in Manchester in C'est La Vie discotheque and we got married. But we had to go and sort things out at immigration because although Hong Kong at the time was a British colony, still, but it was on lease. I don't know how much you know about Hong Kong, but Britain leased Hong Kong from China for, I think it was 100 years. And that lease ran out, not while I was together with my husband. He was sort of technically a British citizen. He had a British passport because Britain still belonged to Hong Kong. but he wasn't a proper British citizen because he was a Hong Kong British citizen. It was very complicated. I didn't really understand what was going on then. You know, it was just like, oh, we've got to go to, and we had to go to the immigration office, but it was in London. We had to go to London. We couldn't sort it out in Manchester. And we had to do it. You know, they took us in separate rooms. They interviewed us separately, asked when we met, how long we'd been together, when we got married, you know, details of our relationship, details of our families. You know, they're trying to work out if it is a scam or not. Because I suppose, you know, I never even thought about it at the time, but when I look back on it now, I suppose he could have paid me to marry him so that he got a British passport. But it's slightly different because he already had a British passport, and probably because I think they did end up giving some people from Hong Kong a British passport. I don't know how it all worked out in the end, because China has now taken over Hong Kong. The lease finished. It's like, you know, the lease finished. China took Hong Kong back. And so that's why there's been all those problems in Hong Kong, because, you know, people in Hong Kong, they've lived as a free country for so long, as a, you know, like in the British way of life. And now suddenly communist China has taken over them. And, you know, they said that they weren't going to change anything, but of course they have changed everything. But, you know, so, but the reason that I'm telling you this is I remember that you have to prove to them, you know, I don't think they'd got as far as the green card yet, because when the policeman said, oh, there's nothing criminal to do with this case. Thing is, they'll marry first, then they've got to apply for the green card. So he hasn't got a green card yet. So I suppose the offence hasn't happened yet. You know, can't stop them getting married. Whatever the offence is when you go and apply for the green card. So I think what they're doing there, if this is true, allegedly, is they were setting the scene so that when they go to the immigration offices, it'd be like, oh yeah, we went to New York together, or not New York, we went to Los Angeles together. So, you know, so if Kakashi believed that pictures of him with Hannah in front of the Empire State Building, etc., or by the Statue of Liberty would convince them that their marriage was real, because that's the sort of questions they'll get asked. Well, where have you been together? What have you done together? You know, they're trying to work out that this is not, because you could just literally go and marry someone and then never see them again, really, until they pay you the next amount of money or till you go to the immigration offices. So you've got to be genuine. You know, you've got to show that you're genuine, and I think that's what probably that was about. You know, trying to prove that they had a normal relationship, not a sham relationship. So this is where she worked, apparently. And her co-worker, Desiree, that she must be the one that sold her story to the Mail, she's told the Daily Mail that her sham marriage to Kakashi was not a secret. It wasn't a secret, that she was open about it. And this is her ex-boyfriend. This is the first time we've seen a picture of her ex-boyfriend. It looks like a mugshot, doesn't it? Probably is. Amun. And he had dated Kobayashi for 2 years, but then apparently he caught her meeting up with her DJX, and he broke up with her in August. But they still decided to go ahead with this New York trip. And I thought that was, so obviously the reason they decided to go ahead with the New York trip, supposedly on that same plane was Alan, the guy that she'd married in the sham marriage, and his girlfriend, who'd apparently married Amun, allegedly, according to the Daily Mail. I mean, it makes sense though, doesn't it, I suppose? It does make sense. So yeah, so it's a right situation, isn't it? So, but then why did Hannah, she shouldn't have turned off her phone and not told anybody what was happening. Anyway, there was no secret, according to Desiree. Kobayashi's co-worker told the Daily Mail. She told us about her plans. The Argentinian couple wanted to hop on the trip at the last minute because it presented an opportunity for photos of their romantic vacation, but the dynamics of the group got complicated. Kobayashi's colleagues told the Daily Mail she had mixed feelings about going on the trip, feeling both excited by checking off a location on her bucket list where she could see relatives, but also frustrated she'd have to share her flight with ex-boyfriend Miranda. And her co-workers also divulged that her cash cows, in the form of Kakashi and his girlfriend, were also a point of contention to the formerly missing woman, who didn't want either of them coming on this trip. So Hannah supposedly told them, Hannah supposedly told them she did not want to waste time taking photos because she's a total, honestly, it's all about her, isn't it? All about her. But she would reluctantly sacrifice one day of her weekly planned vacation to satisfy their wishes. And then there was Marianne, who Kobayashi had a recent fight with, revolving around the jealousy of marrying her boyfriend Kakashi. I do remember Hannah saying that the girlfriend had an issue with her, and Hannah was like, "Girl, I'm not trying to steal your man. This is an arrangement." So there you go. So this is, of course, Hannah and the poster. She looks so smug. I hate this photo. I can't even look at that photo now. She looks so smug. This is where she married the guy, the Kakashi guy in Maui. That's her coming off the plane. So Desiree, who had known Miranda since high school, texted him telling him, "Who's Miranda?" They were actively looking for his ex. Who's Miranda? Do they mean... Anyway, going so far as to ask for the Argentinian couple's name and if they made it to New York. It all seems very sus, and you actually should have told her family she didn't get on the flight. Desiree texted Miranda, "Actually, no, you should have got off that flight when you realised she wasn't on it. Explain." Miranda shot back at her questioning co-worker, saying it wasn't his job. Oh, Miranda is a surname. It's that Amun, is it? It's not. I was thinking Miranda. I thought that was a woman's name. And he said it wasn't his job to look after her. She's an adult. And I'd heard she'd also possibly had plans in Cali. Blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. So basically, I think, because I won't be covering this case again, I think she's a selfish, entitled little shit, to be honest. But, you know, it's her father has died. Do you know what I mean? He's the victim. If I ever do another video about this case, it'll be about her dad, because he's the victim, not her. Just having a look at... So, actually, what's this article? Oh, there's something a bit more about Batul here. Oh, maybe I'll look at that on another video. I'm not going to look at it now. This is about Batul. So, sorry, I'm jumping a bit here. This is about Batul and the Sharif case. Irfan Sharif case. But anyway, so basically, there you go. That's what's happened. I won't be talking about Hannah anymore. I'm glad she's been found. I'm glad she's safe. But do you know what? She's got my heart, my thoughts, all of it is with her dad. You know, whatever. I don't know what the reason is. They were estranged or whatever. And it's not her responsibility that he jumped off that multi-story car park, because that's his choice. But, you know, she's had some input into it, hasn't she? You know, just she should never have been so selfish as to just go off and not tell anyone that she was deliberately dropping off the grid. That's my opinion. Everyone has the right to go off the grid, but you have to tell people you're going to do it. Otherwise, obviously, people worry about you, you know. So I expect they'll be looking into her now. I don't know. I don't care. Don't care about her. Honestly, I don't. That's just, I just wanted to update you on what was being said. I'm not interested in anything she says or does. She'll probably, I'd be very surprised if she doesn't appear on the telly talking about, you know, because I think she's a bit of a narcissist. She likes her old Instagram and this, that, and the other, and she likes to be dramatic and this, that, and the other. So I'd be very surprised if she didn't reappear, you know, to sell her story, appear on everything. But I won't be covering it because I think she's taken enough of my attention. I was, you know, I was concerned about her and worrying for her safety, you know, as I would be for any woman who just disappears and goes missing like that. And it's very sort of strange circumstances. But now, to be honest, I wouldn't care if I never saw her again. But I am glad she's safe. Of course I am, on a human level. So it's still up, the GoFundMe. Let's have a look at it. Now, I wonder what will happen now. See, this is the trouble with GoFundMes. I wouldn't be very happy if I'd put towards this GoFundMe, which I haven't. I don't put towards GoFundMes normally. I mean, someone's donated 3 hours ago. You know, 13 hours, 12 hours. They've collected nearly $50,000. So really, apart from the money that they need to sort Ryan out, you know, repatriate him to Hawaii, I suppose, his funeral, etc. What do they need any? She's got $15,000. What do they need any money for? And if I'd donated to that, I would definitely be asking for it back, I'm afraid. Though, in another way, you could say it's not the family's fault. The family, you know, they were there, they were doing leaflets, they were looking for Hannah. So, you know, there's probably been expenses incurred. But what a mess. What a complete and absolute mess the whole thing is. And there's people out there who deserve being looked for. There's people with missing loved ones who are desperate to find their missing loved ones. And they don't get any attention. So, you know, they don't get any attention. They don't get nearly $50,000 put in. I'm just before we finish on that subject, so I'm going to talk about Sebastian in a minute. I just want to see if Auntie has said anything. Oh, what's her latest video then? Question and answer. I mean, look, her face. She is a total actress as well. She always puts that who puts that face on every time? You know, who uses that face every time? Oh, I can't look at this person. In fact, because I've been following her, but I'm not following her anymore. Just can't be asked. Just don't want to see this person anymore. That's it for me with that case. Finished, gone. I'm going to just delete all the photos that I've got and everything. It's an absolute scam. So, talking of which, we're going to talk about Sebastian now. And of course, there's some people, I'm not commenting, but some people who think that Seth is doing a bit of a money scam. And the first thing I want to talk about is what Kathy Bowersocks, who is Chris Proudfoot's mum, I want to talk about what she's had to say about Seth. That's the first thing I want to say. There's a lot of things I've got to talk about Sebastian. But the first thing I want to talk about is this comment that she made on Facebook. See if you can see it there. So let me put my glasses on and then I can read it out to you. So she was responding to a thread that was going on Facebook. She gets involved in Facebook. I'm saying I'll read it to you. I can't find my glasses. Oh, there they are. So she said to this man who must have been saying something bad about Chris, her son. Don't forget, Chris Proudfoot is her son. She's bound to stick up for him. So she says, I know exactly where my heart was and is. Since you seem to know about 5 child protection reports. So yes, this guy he's come on Facebook and said there's all these CPS, Child Protection Services reports against Chris, blah, 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 blah. Feel free to enlighten me. Until you have personal knowledge and can provide me proof, not just something that a lying, money-hungry, poor excuse for a parent says in order to grift money. So, of course, from day one, somebody else was saying, and I can't help but agree with him. I think Seth is still in love with Katie. I think Seth has used this as an opportunity to have a go at Katie and Chris. He's come out with so many horrible things, and to be honest, they don't really retaliate normally. This is Chris's mum saying this, but I don't think I've never heard Chris say that or Katie. They try and, as far as I've seen, they don't actually say that much critical of Seth himself, whereas Seth is always saying something about them, if not himself directly or through one of his weird YouTubers that follow him, like Betty Bullshit or Nick the Hat and all these with the weird names. So that's what she says. So unless you can provide me proof, not just something that a lying, money-hungry, poor excuse for a parent says in order to grift money. There you go. So I'm not saying this, remember, I'm just telling you what Kathy has said from her own Facebook account. This, of course, is my opinion based on the knowledge and personal interaction with this person. When the actual truth comes out, I would hope that you will be a person who acknowledges your implied error. So I don't know who this Ralph Fruid is, but he'll be someone who knows absolutely nothing about this family, as they all do. It's, people say, oh, well, Katie did this or Chris did that. The thing is, it's all chatter, isn't it? On the and I've seen the divorce papers, the actual divorce papers, and believe me, Seth is no angel. The things he's done. He's a very aggressive man. He's a very aggressive man, and he's got charges of domestic violence himself and child protection problems and things. So it's like unless you're in a glass house, you shouldn't really throw stones. And I think Kathy here, at the end of the day, she's protecting her son. Hopefully time will tell, and we'll find out what happens to Sebastian. But until we do, I'm just reserving my judgment on all of them. But I don't, to me, the only person I see really slagging anybody off is from the Seth camp. Until I've seen this, and she's obviously, it's her son. She's going to stick up for her son. I think that's pretty typical. And it's just the way she describes Seth, a lying, money-hungry, poor excuse for a parent. Grifting money. But don't forget, he has set up his YouTube channel, and he has got these memberships go. I think somebody said they were going up to €79.99, but I couldn't find that. But they're definitely going up to €49.99. And I just think if Katie would have done that, or could you imagine if in the Summer Wells case, if Don Wells did that, or Summer's mum set up a YouTube channel and monetized it, and then we're making memberships and then doing these telethon things, like, you know, where people are sending hundreds of dollars, they'd be hung, drawn and quartered. And then Seth does it, and I was like, oh, poor Seth, oh, poor Seth. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. So anyway, so that's one thing I wanted to show you. So the other thing I wanted to talk about in the that possibly is connected to the Seth Rogers case. Seth Rogers, Sebastian. So of course, Sebastian went missing in February. It's just been his birthday, just gone past. We're no further on, really, are we, in what happened to him? There's no, you know, nothing. But anyway, a body has been found in a landfill, not really close to where Sebastian went missing, but not far either, if that makes sense. So this body has been found in, let me show you where it's been found. In a landfill. And of course, you know, immediately you sort of think, because the police were searching landfills in the beginning. So it's in Anderson County that the body has been found. And if we zoom out, we can see that Tennessee is here. And so, yeah, it's not exactly around the corner, is it? But it's not, you know, it's not like the other side of America either. So all we know so far is that a body has been found. Now, we don't know if it's a man, a woman, a child. We know nothing more, how long it's been there so far. We might get to know more later on today. The body's been taken to the forensics, to have forensics done on it. So it's sort of in that vague area. So, of course, that's the first thing that has come to people's minds. Now, also, something that one of my chatters sent me a video from another YouTuber about this. And, of course, I hadn't thought, because, of course, Summer is missing in that area as well, in that vague sort of area. And actually, we're going to have a look at this video that this person sent me. I can't put the sound up on it because I haven't had time to contact the YouTuber and ask for permission to show it. So I'm just going to show it with the sound down and just sort of talk about the various things that they talk about. But I'll give them credit for it. And, you know, that's an interesting YouTube channel if you want to go over and give it a sub or whatever. There's a possibility, isn't there? There's a possibility that it might be connected with either Summer Wells or Sebastian. It's somebody, isn't it? It's a body. And one thing that I've got to say really upset me when I started to research it, when you when I go on Google, body found in landfill, and of course it's talking about the Anderson County thing, but there's loads of bodies get found in, you know, you go on and on, how many bodies get found in landfills. It's so very, very sad. You know, how awful, you know, to dispose of someone in a bin, you know, but it seems to be quite a common way of disposing of people. When you go on through the different pages on Google, there's loads, absolutely loads. Anyway, let's have a look at one of these news videos about it.
Investigators say a body was found at an Anderson County landfill just before 10 this morning. The sheriff's office posted on social media that the Chestnut Ridge landfill was closed because of a report of a possible body. But in the last 30 minutes, we did confirm that deputies did say a body was found. We will update you as soon as we learn more on air and online.
Right, hang on, let me go back.
Investigators say a body was found at an Anderson County landfill just before 10 this morning. The sheriff's office posted.
I want one that'll actually open up. Possible body. It's a definite body now. It's not a possible body now. It's been confirmed. There is a body. Let's try this one. I want to try and make it.
Are you looking for a holiday gift that is sure to fit?
Try and make
Give
it
a gift that can grow with your child with the Tennessee Stars College Savings Program. unwrap their potential by giving the gift of college savings. Get started at tnstars.com.
Well, the medical examiner's office is now working to identify a body found at a landfill.
Here you go. This is the map that gives you an idea of what we're talking about. Anderson County Sheriff's Office confirming the body was found at the Chestnut Ridge landfill right off Interstate 75 in High School, still about a 15-minute drive or so away from Clinton.
Jared Austin joins us live from that area tonight. And Jared, you're learning the landfill opened back up this afternoon.
Yeah, we had some people come by, stop by and talk to us. They said around 1:30, 2 o'clock, they went up there to see if it was open, got inside, dropped some stuff off. So we decided to do the same thing because we had heard they were temporarily closed during this investigation. Could not confirm anything on the scene, but I want to kind of give you a little perspective where we're at. We're about a quarter to half mile away. It's directly behind us. Let's show you what it looked like earlier today from this video. Here's the information we have confirmed from the Anderson County Sheriff's Office. They got a call around 9 o'clock for a possible body found at the landfill here. Then we also saw Anderson County Sheriff's deputies and the medical examiner making their way to the landfill. And finally, about an hour after that talk with the captain of the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, he confirmed to us they did find a body at this landfill.
We can confirm that a body has been found at the landfill. The Sheriff's Office is on the scene investigating.
Now, we also asked the captain there about the condition of the body, age, anything to describe how long it might have been in the landfill. Cannot confirm anything yet. We'll hopefully get more information once we get more info from the medical examiner. We did get a statement from Waste Management. They run this landfill. They say they're going to fully cooperate with this investigation. All information into this case will come directly from the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, guys.
Jared, you've asked a lot of questions. When we get answers, we'll pass them on. Thank you.
So a body's been found. That's one thing that we know. Some poor soul has been dumped and taken to that landfill, whether it's Sebastian or not, or whether it's Summer, we don't know. But it's somebody, isn't it? Of course, it is somebody. So, you know, it's worrying, isn't it? Because just somebody's in there. And of course, people are talking about it. I mean, America's asleep at the moment, but we're talking about it on social media a little bit. Like somebody came on and said, no, we've got nothing to say that this is any connection with Sebastian. And then you've got other people saying, well, we've heard that they take rubbish from Tennessee out of state. You know, you can imagine people are saying all sorts of things, but we don't know. We don't know. We've got no confirmation of even if it's a man, a woman, a child, anything. We know nothing, but all that will be going on. I'm wondering how they actually found this body. So it will be skeletized, I would imagine, unless it isn't. I don't know. Maybe they were digging, making room. Who knows what they were doing to actually find it? If it's been there a while, how have they come to find it? You know, anyway, hopefully we'll get to find out that. So some poor soul is going to be identified, aren't they? Some poor soul, at least hopefully some family, if it's not Sebastian's and it's not Summer Wells's, at least somebody is going to probably get an answer to what happened to their loved one. Let's hope so. And if it is foul play, and you've got to think that if a body turns up at a landfill, it's probably foul play, isn't it? Unless they've actually got in the bin or something like that. So hopefully someone will be brought to justice. There'll be somebody out there who's reading about this or watching this on the telly who'll be thinking, oh God, that's the body, that's the person I murdered, maybe. Won't they? So we'll see. Oh, bye, Annie. Take care. So what was I going to show you next? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to show you now that video that somebody sent me, which I can't find. No, I had it ready to show. Not that. Hang on. Not that. Hang on. Let me see. Just put some windows down and then I'll know where I am better. Just see if anything's come up actually while we're on the Facebook pages. Sorry, I'm reading now, looking at. Right, people moaning about Robin Rogers. Anyway, sorry, I've started reading the Facebook there. I don't mean to do that. That'll be for another. That'll be for another video. Oh God, there's all sorts coming out, aren't they? Right. So what I want to show you is this video that somebody sent me. Thank you to that person. You know who you are, because they did make me feel of. It did make me think of summer, because I didn't even, when I first saw that this person, that someone had been found in a landfill, I've got to be honest, it didn't even occur to me about summer, and it should have done. So let me show this video. Yeah, I should have thought about summer as well. Could be summer, couldn't it? I hope not. You sort of hope, I hope there it isn't, and I hope there it is, if that makes sense. Because it'd be, you want to feel, you know, that we want to know what happens summer, just the same as Sebastian. But we don't want it to be bad news. But, you know, just the thought of it being out there somewhere. Anyway, we don't know there is summer or Sebastian. I'm just saying that. So this is, what is the name of the channel? Evil Exists, you might know it. They've got 54,000 subscribers. I've subscribed to it, and they're saying we're following a number of cases out in Tennessee. First one is the Summer Wells case. She was 5 when she vanished. It's been more than 3 years now. And authorities, sorry, I need to keep, so he's saying that authorities in the Summer Wells case, I need to do a bit of a recap on Summer. I have done a couple of videos about Summer, but not many. And the authorities are insisting that it's not a cold case, it's an active, ongoing case. I would imagine these cases are active and ongoing until, you know, forever, really, aren't they? But obviously, probably the time that's devoted to them goes down and down and down. But yeah. And then he goes on to talk about Sebastian. Then we have Sebastian Rogers, who was 15 when he went missing. He's been missing for months already with no solid leads and confirmed sightings in both cases. I feel someone knows something. These kids didn't just vanish into thin air. And the other 2 cases, now he then talks about 2 other cases. I don't know these cases at all. Holland Snap and Leah Sanello from the same area. This is what we have to remember. There's so many people that are missing. It's really quite sad, isn't it? You know, so that body that's been found in that landfill, it's someone. So it could be Summer, it could be Sebastian, it could be either of these 2 girls. It could be none of these and somebody completely different. But at least it's someone, and someone somewhere is going to get some answers, hopefully. Both young women who went missing from Kingsport, Tennessee. And sadly, it's natural, our hearts drop. And it's normal to wonder if it's relevant to any of the cases that we've been following. So then he goes on to, this is really more or less the video that we've just watched about the body being found in the landfill. And it has been confirmed now there is a body. So initially they said that a body may have been found. Now they have confirmed it is a body, but that is it. That is literally it. And now apparently the landfill has opened back up again. I mean, look at this landfill. I mean, how would you find someone in there? You know, that's a job and a half, isn't it, for the police, even if they know or they think they know that the body's definitely gone there. Now, a lot of landfill sites, they do keep good records, don't they, of exactly, you know, when the deliveries come in from what area. So once they've got an idea that maybe that's what's happened, and that's what straight away in the Sebastian Rogers case, one of the first things the police did was search that landfill. And I remember thinking, why are they searching the landfill? And it just made you think, well, what did Sebastian get into the bin? Did he, did some, why would they be searching that landfill? Anyway, they didn't find anything, or they didn't report that they found anything. But then they never carried on. As far as we know, I don't think, or I didn't know that they carried on searching other landfills or anything. As far as I know, it's only that one landfill that they searched. So that's why, again, this sort of, caught my attention. So, yeah, we don't know if it's a teenager or an adult. We've got no other information, no age, no sex, gender. We just don't know. And we're waiting now for the autopsy to be performed. And then hopefully we'll get more information about this poor soul. So this is good what this YouTuber has shown here, because you've got Nashville here and this place where the bodies have been found. So it's over 3 hours. What does it? Let's see exactly what he says. I've seen the question many times. How far away from the Summer Wells house? It's over an hour away. That's not far, is it? Over an hour away. But I think it's 3 hours, over 3 hours away from Sebastian's home. Yeah. So this YouTuber is saying that the probability that it is either of them is low, but it's not. It's possible, isn't it? And as I say, it's definitely somebody. So I will as well be taking account of that, and as soon as I hear anything, it's okay, David. As soon as I hear anything, I will be letting you know about it. Not only about that, but anything about Sebastian. I won't be mentioning Hannah again, unless something, proper, not just about her being an entitled brat, but, actually significant about her case. I won't be talking about her again. And I will be talking about Sarah again, because next week is the sentencing. I'll probably be on talking about that, and then I will be doing a tribute video of Sarah once I've got the complete story. So, yeah, as far as, with Sebastian, it's a weird one. They're all weird. That's why we're talking about them online. I suppose if they were straightforward, we wouldn't be talking about them, would they? Would we? And Summer's another case, very complex. A lot of people blaming the family. And, the jury's out with me as far as that's concerned. Initially I was thinking maybe she did die by accident. I don't think that Summer was murdered, not by her family anyway. I don't think that. If anything happened to Summer in that home, and if the mother or father were responsible, I think it'll have been an accident. But will it have been covered up? Because of course their problems with social services and things, probably knew that I think their other kids have been taken away anyway, to be honest. But yeah, I do have a sympathy. I follow Candace's YouTube, and I think Candace did love Summer, and I think she misses her terribly. And that's not to say that maybe she doesn't know what's happened to her. I don't know that. I really don't know. But I do think she does care about Summer. So I hope, if her and Don are innocent, I hope they get sort of vindicated one day. you know, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's not nice, is it? You know, well, it's terrible when your child goes missing, whatever. But then when you come under suspicion, I know, you know, maybe I should feel like that about the McCanns, but I'm 100% certain the McCanns know what has happened to their child. And that's just how again, I don't think that Madeleine was murdered by them, but I do think that allegedly, possibly, they know exactly what has happened to her. And that's why really they know she won't ever be found, because they know exactly where she is. And the only time that case will ever be solved, in my humble opinion, which may not be correct, is when maybe one of them decides to come clean. I don't think it'll be Jerry. If anyone ever comes clean, it'll be Kate, I think. But I may be, you know, I may not live to see that because they're younger than me. So, you know, when she's on her deathbed or wanting to confess, or maybe the twins find something out, or I don't know if I'll be here to see it. But yeah, Heather and Laurie. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's only feelings. You can only go on your intuition and your feelings. You can't go, you know, and it doesn't normally let me down. But I could be wrong. Anyway, we can't go into the McCann case because we'd be here all day. They've created so many smoke and mirrors that they've made it impossible to be solved. And every now and again, something comes out, like the girl who said she's Madeleine McCann, when obviously she isn't, but she's trolling around all the YouTube channels that are taking advantage of her for views. These things come out every now and again, and like Christian B, or it's just to create more mystery around the case and make it more difficult to solve. And I think they're probably behind a lot of, I think the McCanns and their media machine probably behind a lot of the rumours. That's what, trouble is, when you go into that really deeply, you go into quite a weird place. It's quite a scary place, actually, of looking into, you know, like, what's his name? Mark Williams Twonk, of course, and who's the other guy? The guy that's now giving up ITV. There's so many. They're all connected. Did you know? There's something I found out there. I'd like to do a video on it, but then part of me doesn't want to, because I think it's quite sinister. Do you know that, you know, Mark Williams Thomas, when he did his Netflix documentary, that was produced by Simon Cowell? Simon Cowell put the money up for that. So how are they connected? You know, they're all connected. There's all these connections that are weird and wonderful. I don't know if you noticed yesterday when I was doing the live about Ayub, you know, and we've all got our views about Ayub and, you know, what he was like. But as soon as Mark Williams Thomas was mentioned, did you notice someone who's never been on my chat before, Mr. B, suddenly appeared saying, I think Ayub's lying, or blah, 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 blah. Someone totally out of the blue. Now, I'd put that, you know, why did they come out of the blue to chat when they've never chatted on my channel before? But this is what I've noticed a lot with PF, with Mark Williams Thomas. Whenever you do any videos that are anywhere loosely even connected with them, all these trolls, or not trolls, that guy, he wasn't exactly trolling. They come on with comments, people that you've never seen before and you never see again. They're fake accounts. It's very odd. It's quite sinister. I don't like it. It is a network. It is definitely a network. And they're watching you. You're probably watching me now, which is horrible to think about. You know, so they're all connected. They've all got their own agendas. I mean, really, seriously, would you ever have put Mark Williams Twonk and Simon Cowell together? Why was Simon Cowell producing his series on Netflix? Spies. So many spies out there. Honestly, you know, we're talking in confidence here, but of course anyone can watch it. But sometimes I feel like doing a video, you know, like, and just presenting it as if I'm going to, and seeing who comes on, you know, because you just know that these people are going to come out of the woodwork that you've never seen before. They probably won't be on this video because I'm talking about Sebastian, talking about Sara Shaif, and talking about Hannah the banana, as David calls her. So there's nothing in there that they'd be interested in. They'd be interested, though, if I do something about Nicola Bulley, if I do something about Madeleine McCann, if I do something about Peter Falding, if I do something about Mark Williams-Thomas, and probably if I did something about Simon Cowell, you know, GMTV, BBC, all them things that are all connected, that's when they come out the woodwork. Not in this video, they won't. It's a very strange network. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? And of course then you've got people who've been in that network, like Brian, not in the network, doing like Brian Harvey and people like that have been in that world. They know about that world. Got the guy called Levi who disappeared in after saying that he thought people were trying to kill him, you know, and he disappeared in Barcelona. You know, it's worrying, you know. So we experiment. No, I'm not doing it because I can't be doing with all the, you get a load of hate. Honest to God, sometimes, like, and people are trying to bring, you'd be surprised the messages I get. People are trying to bring me in on it. Like, I don't know, because I don't really talk about Nicola Bulley now, but people send me messages or emails and say, oh, have you seen this? Or, you know, they're trying to drag me into it all the time. It's like they want you to say something so that, I don't know what it is. It's really odd. Very odd. So anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I just want, you know, I enjoy talking about true crime. I enjoy talking about cases, you know, legitimate cases, not Hannah the banana. I enjoy sort of giving a voice to people like Sarah. You know, Sarah's story needs to be told. Or missing women, or, you know, all sorts of things, or weird and wonderful crimes, or things, you know, and I enjoy that. I don't want to go down these rabbit holes and crazy shit that goes on. You know, that's just not me. It's not what I'm here for. So, okay. So there you go. So that's our update so far. Oh, and if you remember, of course, it's Members Live tonight. I'm looking forward to that. God knows what I'll be talking about, load of pish probably, or a load of rubbish, but I'll be talking about something. And I look forward to seeing you then, if you remember. And of course, it's Carry On Chat members and Let's Chat members tonight. So we'll look forward to that. I'll see you later. Have a good day or a good afternoon or a good evening or whatever you're doing. And take care. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. Bye.